Hello guys, welcome back to the Sim Shack and welcome back to me, Sim UK. If you're a fan of sailing simulations, or simulators I should say, then you will no doubt have heard about Navismaster. And if you haven't, then you're probably in for a bit of a treat today. Now, massive thank you to the devs who have hooked me up with the key so that I can take a look at this and showcase it to you so that you can get an idea of what the game is about. If you yourself want to gain access to the game, you can do so via their Patreon account. If you create a Patreon account and purchase a certain level, I think you get access to all the beta builds whilst the game is in development, which is really good. They've also got a Discord, they've got a YouTube channel, and whatever the hell that is, a website. They've also got a website, so check those things out. I'll put the links in the description below. This is my first look at the game. I haven't tried it at all. I've literally logged in twice and that's it. So I'll be taking a very methodical, slow, carefree look at the game, and I'll just sort of throw out some opinions. These are like knee-jerk reaction opinions which may change over time or be completely incorrect, but I say them now partly to highlight the fact that that's what I'm thinking, but also to be a audible reminder to myself to do more research on that particular subject. If that makes sense. So let's begin by looking at the settings. So you can see I'm in 4K borderless, unlimited frame rate. I might drop that down to 60. That's pretty good. It's built in Unity, this game. I'm going to turn VSync on. Actually, no, do you know what? We'll try it exactly how the game sets it up first and then see if I need to make any tweaks. That makes more sense. Audio, master volume is 100%. Music volume is 100%. I don't hear any music at the moment. Maybe that's something that's coming. Perhaps it's just a placeholder. Maybe it's later in the game. I don't know. Sound effects and UI, all 100%. I've got to say, the UI, although quite simplistic, and that's not negative, it's intuitive and it's clean and it's fresh and I like it. So, good start. Nice little fishing tugboat type thing. I think it's a fishing boat rather than a tugboat. And prior to this, there was a screen with just the ocean sort of flowing and stuff, and that was quite nice as well. Right, let's go ship viewer. Let's see what we have available to us. So it looks like at the moment we have 4 ships available. A container ship, 1.1.2. Do I have to click load? How does this work? Is it loading? Oh, there we go. Right, how do I navigate here? It's like WASD to move. I'll zoom in. What have we got here? Is that knots, perhaps? This is the rudder angle. That's obviously the helm. And this is what the engine is doing. But I don't think I can get any closer to it than this. Must be a way. Oh, there we go. Suddenly got it to work. So WASD, oh I see, it accelerates the longer you hold the button down. Wow, look at this for detail. 33.7 MT, NO or number 4 FPT, 3 AP. Yeah, nice. This is not copy and paste stuff. Every single hold is individually modelled. Bit of rust up here on the outskirts of the ship. I wouldn't say there was 4K textures, but maybe it's the shadows there that are sort of making that look a little less. Oh, right, now I get it. I have to hold the right mouse button and WASD to move. And the longer I hold the button, the faster I go. Oh wow, look at this. That's obviously the life raft. Goodness me. Just the sheer angle that that's mounted at must be frightening enough. Goodness me. And then a little outboard motory type thing for, I don't know what purpose. Man overboard situation, perhaps. Yeah, very nice. Good amounts of detail. I like the audio as well. It's good and noisy. This looks very well modelled. Very accurate. Good particle effects coming out of the chimney there. It's an interesting chimney stack, actually. A lot going on there. So what do we got? We got the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels, 7 levels. And I think, there we go, we can actually go into the helm. This is quite nicely modelled as well. Yeah, this is good. First impressions are very, very positive. There's a lot of detail in here. Little calculator. Radios, essential for a ship like this. They've even got readable, legible documentation on the walls. Ship procedure. Standing orders have to be signed by the master and the officers on watch when joining the ship. Standing orders must be available for consultation on the bridge at all times. Wow! This is very, very, very detailed and impressive. Very impressive. We've even got a breakdown of the ship here, so we know where all the cargo holds are. Wow. First impressions are, I'm a little bit blown away by the level of detail. Very, very nice. Very nice. I don't know if you can walk around like in first person view. I'm really hoping you can, because that alone is going to be some experience just to walk around a ship of this size, of this magnitude, especially if like all the internals are modelled. Let's have a look, see here. Let's go inside. Okay, so we don't have every single floor, just the helm. That's okay. That's what it's all about, really. I mean, I would have been absolutely jaw dropped if they'd have modelled the entire internals of that ship. I wonder if you can go into the... Oh, hang on, this is modelled. So again, I don't know whether or not you can take cargo on board. Oh, hello. They're not supposed to be there. There you go, guys. In case you lost them, that's where they are. They're in hold number 4FC. You are welcome. I found them for you. I'm sure they're important. It's funny to find little quirky bugs like that. This, of course, is not a game that is in full release. This is early access, and looking very good. I'm looking at the anchor here. The anchor looks nice. Again, excellent detail around the anchor. All that rust that would appear. We got the I don't know the correct terminology, but you've got all the information here, so you can see how deep into the water the ship is sitting. We've also got the bow thrusters there, looking very nice. Another bow thruster at the rear, and that's a very impressive looking huge propeller. Yes, indeed. That gets a thumbs up from me. That's very detailed indeed. It looks great. If the handling is half as good as the modelling, we are in for a treat. How do I go back? Let's go look at another boat. So the 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡 version 1.1.6. Oh, hang on. Okay, so this is the boat I just looked at? It may be. Trying to see if there's any difference. I think it is. It's the same boat, right? Okay, so I must have loaded the 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡 by accident. So unload, container ship, load. Oh, hang on. Clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I've just loaded another ship in on top of the ship that we've already got. Apologies. I'm not sure that's meant to be happening. Right, let me unload. Let's click on 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡. It's definitely a different boat. Oh, that sounds different. So I can hear the boat. I can't see the boat. Oh, there she is. Right, this is 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡. This is definitely a different boat. Wow. The modelling is just exceptionally good. Look at all the rust bolts, and the audio is also very, very, very impressive. This is exactly what you want from a ship sim. Each ship individually modelled. Look at all the scrapes and oh man. From 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡. Don't know what that is. Let's go in and have a look inside. Ah, again, the modelling really nice. That steering wheel, I'm not a fan of that. That doesn't look quite so good. But again, the attention to detail, I mean, that's not quite legible, but still rather impressive. The audio is incredibly good. We got the fishing nets on the back there, of course. Nets in various states on the side, and then presumably the fish go up into this tank here and are held in the tummy, which isn't modelled, but I mean, why would you go in there anyway? It's a good question. Very nice indeed. Very impressive looking stuff. All the rigging and that, really good, really nice. Okay. Unload. Monterey fishing boat. Let's try this. So once again, where is it? I actually don't know where this one is. Below me? No? Oh, yes. Yep, it is below me. Okay. All right. So this is like a real old school boat. These are interesting. I'm not quite sure what they're meant to be. They look like placeholders, so maybe they are. Again, this is not a full release, as an early access title. Oh my god, look how rusty that is. That's the old tiller. This is a real old fishing boat, this one. Again, the attention to detail on the rigging and stuff is fantastic. The texture's not 4K. I'm not sure if that's something that they're going to be bringing at a later date or not at all. I guess if it hampers performance, it's not a priority. But, yeah, I mean, the attention to detail All of the ships I've looked at so far, very impressive. Oh, this is nice. I much prefer this wheel. It's a bit more realistic. We've got a little fire extinguisher there. Don't know what that is. A light, perhaps? Some gauges, weather gauge. Presumably a clock. Bit of details there. Not legible like they were on the first boat, but yeah, very nice still. Like I say, if the physics and the handling of the boats are anywhere near as good as the modelling, we're in for a right treat. And again, the particles, very, very good. And the audio is really noticeably on the money. I'm really quite impressed with that, I am. Right, let's see if I can figure out, we'll try again a couple of times to we'll unload that. Let's load the 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡. I bet you can load all 4 of them, can't you? Oh, hang on. If I click load, there we go. I got it this time. So this is the 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡. Again, it looks like I was going to say a small fishing boat, but actually I think this might be a tug. Correct me where I'm wrong, guys. I'm not a sailor, so to speak. Hello, yeah, it's got to be a tug. That's very much a tug-looking extremity. Oh, lovely wheel. That's nice. Again, the audio is unique to the boat. These are definitely not 4K textures. Whether or not that's something I can turn on, I don't know. Some particles for the smoke coming out the top. I don't think this is going to be modelled inside, no. It's not really what we're here for. Yeah, there's another one of these white bubble things. These do look like placeholders. I'm not quite sure what's going on with them. I'm sure the devs know what they're for. A work in progress, every single piece. Right, okay, that's enough time just looking generally at the boats. The modelling is absolutely spot on. Let's try something. Let's go into a new game. Island scene or open ocean? Let's start on an island scene. Let's try the fishing boat, shall we? What have we got here? Ocean. Okay, so you've got adjustability for... Okay, that's nice. Let's go for the Monterey. Let's load that in. Oh, there we go. That spawned us in. Oh, God. Ah, right. So, the mouse now handles very differently than it did two seconds ago. I now don't know how to rotate. Wow, I can hear that bell. It's a very cool sound. So if I click on ships, that allows me to switch the ship that I've got. I appear to have now disconnected myself from the ship, rather. Let's unload her again. Load her again. Now, we may end up with 2 boats here. Oh, God. Right, okay. So the camera controls in the original screen were very intuitive and easy to understand. Now they seem to work differently, which is confusing at best. And I'm not sure how to rotate now. Alt. Ah, left mouse to rotate. Okay, it's all kind of gone backwards. That's rather interesting. Okay, I much preferred the controls in the initial view. They were far more intuitive, I have to say. Right, now that we've got that little nugget of frustration out of the way, the buoyancy of the boat It looks nice. I'm impressed. It looks pretty realistic, actually. Very realistic, actually. So, water refractions are on. Moderate wave, custom wave, moderate wave. Let's turn that on. Okay, that's a moderate wave. Yep, that would be enough to make me seasick straight away. I would like to see and hear a little more from the front of the boat. If you've ever been on a boat, you know that as it lifts up out of the water and slaps back down, you get that slap effect, spray of water, that kind of thing. I'm sure it's a work in progress, but it's just I don't know why I always go to that first to see how realistic that element is, and it clearly isn't quite implemented here. Although having said that, you know, the actual visual element of it bobbing up and down in the water is most pleasing. And yeah, I'd say that looks really quite realistic. As I said, I am going to just sort of call these things out as I see them. Come back and visit them at a later time. But yeah, okay, good. Let's try a moderate smooth wave. Okay. So now we're really getting some rock and roll going on. And little bits of water spray and some slapping and... Oh, I see. Yeah, I thought it might be. So there are tyres where those round spheres were earlier. I thought it might be that, actually. Oh, hang on. There is a bit of splashy noise going on there. I'm not sure if it's the waves. That thing over there is... I tell you what, that thing over there is far too noisy when I'm here. There's no way on earth it would be that noisy. So maybe that needs to be turned down just a little bit. Don't know. Again, these are just knee-jerk reactions. I'll come back to these theories in time. What's nice and interesting is it's turning the boat... So the boat is susceptible to the waves. It's trying to get head on to the waves. Oh, yes, look at that. We're actually getting some... Okay, yeah. Okay, now that's a serious weather condition. That boat is in danger of succumbing to the waves. Oh, no, it seems to have calmed down again. Interesting. She is absolutely rocking and rolling. I'd be a vomit fest right now if I was on that boat. I feel like I just want to watch it a little bit longer and see if it can actually get capsized. The waves are obviously turning the boat to the side. You get a nice big wave coming at the right angle at the right time, and that could potentially go over. Here we go. Here's a good opportunity. Not the first one. Not the second one. Whoa, see, there should have been a massive slap as that went back down in the water. There's a roller. There's one. Oh, there's... It seems to be coping very well with the water conditions. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, God, I went too far. That was proper leaning over there for a second. I'm not sure how deep it is here. Yeah, it looks deep enough. Goodness me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I prefer sim sailing. It's a real sailing. No, I don't actually. Some days I do. In the winter I do, definitely. Yeah, the rock and roll we've got going on there. That's nice. So I don't think that's going to capsize. I mean, that is really being pushed to the limits, isn't it? And rather than capsize, it just seems to be rotating. So I feel like capsizing is not a thing. But loving the ocean, loving the seas. Right, let's go back to normal clement weather. You can change everything here, look. Let's go to Barbados. Beautiful. It's a bit much for Barbados. Bit more down here. Something like that. So this is very cool. They obviously have a lot of control, a lot of attributes that they can utilize to improve the weather conditions and the way things work. Okay, so that's the ocean. Let's have a look at the weather. Commander, thank you for the sub. Welcome. Okay, time simulated. We can have that on or off. Shadows on and off. UTC fog. Yeah, okay, fog distance. If I just take a 6 off the end there. I'm going to say 60. Oh, yes. 6 feet of visibility. Oh, God, sorry. I can't even see where I am. So that's effective. Turn the fog back off. Okay, so that's good. Spectrum, what's that going to relate to? Wind speed. Oh, yes. Oh, I was wondering how big the... Oh, look at that. We can actually fully empty the sea. The waves are so damn big. Now, come on. If it's going to sink... Oh, man. That's proper physics right there. Man, I'm super impressed with the physics. Look-see at this. Oh, man. Okay. So there's a bit too much wind speed for such a small amount of water. Let's bring it right down to a more manageable amount. Now, that boat is submerged and on its side. Can it recover? I can't even see it anymore. Will it pop back up or is it sunk? Oh, it looks sunk. It looks like we've sunk the boat, guys. That is not bobbing back up, is it? Okay, that's really, really interesting. Let's... Did it just recover the boat by doing that? Oh, I think I'm in the boat now. I am. I'm in the boat underwater. Right, let's unload. Let's try the Sea Lady. So I think I've broken the game a bit. Right, let's go main menu. Let's try this again. This is interesting. This is good testing, and it shows the scope and the capability of the game. Now, there are other similar type games that we've all been looking at and thinking about. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's go to the ocean rather than an island. Because that way we can really push the waves. Right, so there was a scene there. Now, there's no scenes in the list. Oh, hang on. No, there's no scenes in the list. There must be something that's coming. Let's load Sea Lady. There she is. As I say, the controls in the previous view were so much more intuitive than they are here. Okay, so let's do the same thing again. Let's go to weather and let's bring up, oh no, it wasn't weather, it was spectrum. So let's bring up the wind speed. Okay, these are massive, massive waves now. This is very exciting. Just the fact that we have a seascape capable of such things is very, very, very positive. So, a bit of a bounce there. So, I'm curious how well this boat can cope with such weather. Because, I mean, that is quite literally being pushed to the limits. So maybe the buoyancy is a little bit off. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have happened. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It feels to me, with my developer's hat on, that maybe this boat needs a bit more weight and a little bit less buoyancy in certain circumstances. It's very, very realistic, yes. But if you don't have sinking, you don't have the ability to sink a boat, you don't have the fear of the sea, so to speak. Oh God, I went the wrong way. Now I can't work out which way is up. Have I sunk the boat? There's a... Oh, something weird's happened! Oh my good Lord. Okay, we may have sunk the boat. I don't know what's happened there because I can't see anything. Oh, now I'm looking at the sky, the ground. What the hell have I done? I've broken the game. Somehow turned everything inside out. Let's try that again. I just want to know if it sinks. I don't care how realistic it sinks at the moment, but I do care that it sinks. Let's try the container ship. Try the big, big boy. Now, obviously, this should cope with... Oh, that's not the right boat. Yeah, the controls are way more intuitive in the other screen. Struggling a little bit to keep my mind together. All right, let's try and sync this one, and then we'll load the big one. I'm not quite sure why it loaded the wrong one, but anyway. So that's only half the waves. Hey! Woo! If that doesn't sync, I don't know what will. Man alive. Oh, this is just wonderful. So I think I've clarified the fact that the physics are maybe a little bit off. And that's gone very deep. I think that's sunk. I think we've sunk the boat again. What I'm going to have to do is zoom the camera out way above, like way above, so that we can see if the boat ever comes back up to the surface. I think that's the only way that I can do this properly. Monterey fishing boat. There she is. So I'm going to look at the ocean and I'm going to zoom right out. Okay, so there she is. Look at this. I mean, look at that. How far can I zoom out? Pretty damn far. So you can see where the edge of the ocean is when you zoom out this far. But that is, I mean, there has to be a limitation to how much ocean you can simulate, obviously. But that is an impressive amount of sea surrounding this little boat. If I zoom in just a little bit, there you go, look. You're probably never going to want to be zoomed out any further than that, and it just looks like endless ocean, which is just gorgeous, man. Right, spectrum. Oh, hang on, let me get into position first, because otherwise we're going to have the same problem. So very, very zoomed out from the boat. Spectrum. Waves. Wind speed, rather. 50%. Bosh. Our tiny little boat. Already succumbing to the enormous waves. Isn't that amazing? Oh, and she's gone. And she's sunk. Right. I think that clarifies unequivocally that, yes, boats can sink. It did sink rather quickly, so maybe that's a work in progress, but it did sink, and that's important. Let's load the big boat, the container ship. Hopefully this will work this time. No, it loaded the wrong boat again. That is interesting. Right, ships. Unload. Container ship. Load. Nope. Wrong boat again. Let's try the 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡. So that is the 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡, I think, isn't it? Try the Monterey. Okay, so that's working. Let's try the Sea Lady. That is the Sea Lady, isn't it? Okay, so we'll try the container ship. Unload and load. There we go. We got there in the end. Right, so this is a much, 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 much bigger boat. So this is not going to be as susceptible to... I mean, this is still 50% winds. So 50% winds. Okay. Even at 50%, she is... I mean, I wouldn't expect her to sink, but at the same time, I mean, look how much she's being submerged into the wave there. You would expect her to be more capable of withstanding these kind of... Look at that. Oh, my God. I've seen a video once of somebody on a cruise ship, and they were sat in their room and videoing the waves, and the waves just completely submerged the level of their deck. I mean, totally submerged them. The level of panic that would induce in me, oh man, I'd have to go into emergency stay calm maneuvers. So anyway, without getting too distracted, yeah, this is big, big waves, and this boat is struggling. Wow. In the best way, though. Superb. Let's give it full tilt, shall we? See what the game is capable of and see if the boat's got any chance of handling it. So these are maximum waves. You can see we're actually getting a bit of clipping going on in the waves there. That's proper rolling now. Oh, wow. Yeah. That boat is a boat in significant trouble. Sorry, I should say ship. I have been corrected many times in the past. A boat can go on a ship cannot go on a boat. Wow. Okay. So are we going to get... Yeah, I think the buoyancy issue has become a thing again. There you go, she's sunk. She's gone. So even the big boats can go down. That's awesome. That is awesome. Very impressed with that. Okay. So let's go back to the island scene and just see what we can do. Let's load the Sea Lady. Oops. Oops. Beautifully modelled. It really is. Weather. Okay, we've done that. Spectrum. I mean, there's some stuff there. The multiplier, wave speed, and the chop. I didn't even bother tweaking with that. I mean, just the wind alone was enough to just absolutely sink that massive boat. So SSGI, I don't know what that is actually. SSGI. Ambient occlusion. It's not really making any significant difference to anything that I can see. Camera. Right, here we go. Depth of field, medium, high focal length. Camera orbit, camera pan. Okay, it's just camera stuff, shortcuts. Right, aha! I have discovered some useful information. So I think, and it's not clear, the I, that's an I, right, for ignition. It's making a weird noise. Right, so up arrow is throttle up. That is making my core vibrate. Actually moving now, I'm not sure. So okay, so the up and down, we are moving. That now, that just to be clear, in some other games that I've reviewed recently, I've complained about the physics. This is more what I'm talking about. You know, the audio on that engine is almost superb, but it seems to be coming through very weirdly on my headphones, so I'm not sure how it sounds to you. But having said that, the physics of the boat seem very realistic. It's not just taking off and stopping immediately. It's proper physics. So I'm really very impressed with proper physics. So important to somebody like me. Right, so we go ahead slow. If I press the Z key, it disconnects the camera from the ship, apparently. I don't think that worked. C camera to switch. Oh, there we go, first person cam. This is how I roll. So it looks like officially you can't walk around the boat, which is a real shame because it's all modelled, and you know there is a free camera. It could be a thing. It could be a thing. Trying to work out what everything does at the moment. How did I get to this? So it looks like there's a bit of a dock over there. I'm going to try and head for that. We'll try a collision. We'll see how that handles it. And I think I'm in free cam now. So I can press F7. I can press... turn the shortcuts off. Yeah, look at this. This is nice. I'd love to see a ferry. There's a fantastic ferry that goes between Lymington and the Isle of Wight. It takes about 20 minutes, half an hour. That would be wonderful. I'm going to have to try and find the road map for this. See what kind of things they're thinking about doing. Right. So now that I've got myself into free cam mode, the camera is now like it was in the first screen when we were just looking at the boats and stuff. Problem is... Oh, I see. Oh, here we go. Bit of angle. This is looking really, really, really promising. That is not turning for toffee. Maximum rudder. Oh, it's not maximum rudder at all. It's just... There's a huge amount of control on the rudder. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. Not sure how to get up there. Those Ned disconnects you from the boat. Oh, okay, it's put me back on it now. No? I'm not sure if it has. No? Should we have an accidental little bump into this thing, see what happens? I don't want to hit it full on, I just want to glance it. I mean, it looks very stationary. And the camera keeps moving to the left. It's making it very difficult to glance it. Right, here we go. I'm gonna bloody miss it, you watch. Oh no, we had a little dink. Okay. A love tap, as they call it. Yeah, look, my camera is bobbing up and down with the boat. If I press Z, it should stop that. There we go. So that's the difference. When you press Z and you're attached to the boat, you're getting the same movement. You can just turn that off, which is cool. Looks really nice the way the water's interacting with the boat there. Very realistic. Full rudder here for some reason. So I think the only, I won't say negative thing, the only thing that I wish was implemented that isn't, is the ability to be on board the boat. Now that's probably a lot more work than I'm giving it credit for. You're going to have collision zones and all sorts of things. They don't have animated characters, so it's only going to be first person view. I suspect swimming is something that would never ever ever be in this game. But in terms of how it feels and how it looks, I'm very impressed. Obviously, the closest competitor to this, I think, would be Nautis Home Ship Simulator. And I don't know if this game supports like HOTAS controllers and wheels and stuff. I'm going to have to look into that. But there definitely are some areas where this feels like it's ahead, like the wave generation, for example, and some areas where it feels like it's behind. Obviously, Nautis Home Ship Simulator has fully one-to-one scale modelled ports, whereas this one appears to only have this at the moment. But like I say, I'm going to have to look at the road map and see what the plan is. Right, so let's bring the throttle down. Let's see how we go in here. So she slows down quite quickly, I have to say. Is that a little bit too quickly? I don't know. Loving how loud the engine is, though. I do feel like that's slowing down a little bit quicker than you would expect it to. I seem to have stopped, so I'm wondering if I've run aground. Where's the bloody boat? I haven't run aground. That's awesome, isn't it? Just being able to come in and see this. Let's see what this looks like. No water bubbles or particles there. That's something I'd like to see changed. The ability to come under the water and see that is very impressive. So, yeah, I do feel like the boat stops too quickly. It does seem to have far too much resistance. I would expect the boat to keep travelling in this particular direction for at least another 10-20 seconds or something, but I've got nothing to compare it with. I've never been on a boat like this, so I don't know. You can control it with the mouse as well. What I'm trying to do is dock here. I believe I've seen a video where there's some docking going on. So I'm going to put 5 degrees of 5 degrees of turn. In fact, I'm going to need more than that. Yeah, okay, so there's definitely the physics are not quite where I would expect them to be. For example, I can't keep the boat moving forwards unless I have forward throttle on. That's not realistic, obviously. So I'm at maximum rudder. We should just gently rub up against this. Again, there's no audio there. You would want to hear, you know, clanging and banging and stuff like that. I expect that's something that is coming because the audio has been very, very good. What do we need here? F8 is for radar. Okay, basic radar. Numpad 1 to 9 is for the lights. Doesn't seem to work. Oh, numpad. Not sure if the lights are working or not. V and B to change focus. Don't know what that does. Spawn player, left and right bracket. Bosh. Oh! I was completely wrong. I am absolutely blown away. I was so wrong. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's going to be knee-jerk reaction. You can't climb up there, surely. That's not implemented. But my God, that has to be one of the most authentic looking characters I think I've ever seen. How magnificent is that? Can you go up the steps? I don't know if you can go up the steps. Obviously, walking around the boat is something that they're going to be doing in the future. Because otherwise, why would they go to the extent of building this guy? This guy is absolutely superb. Absolutely, I'm absolutely astonished. How fantastic is that? Right, it's got some specs coming up. C key for first player mode and X key to jump. C key for first player, X key to jump. Right, okay. So can he jump? He can jump. So maybe I can get up the steps. Let's have another try. Yeah, he can get up the steps. And he can get into the... Oh, this is superb. Hang on, what was... First person mode. Right, so now I've got first person mode. I can just walk around the ship. Wow. Okay. The game has just gone up in my estimations. Obviously, early access, it's not quite fully implemented, but the fact that they're heading down that direction is just another massive tick. Another massive tick in the hat. This is astounding. Just keeps impressing, this game. I still think the physics are a bit off. I would like to hear back from the devs about what their feelings on the physics are. Show specs, change focus, change focal length, spawn player, set COG/maths. So that'll be cargo on board, and that will affect the handling of the boat, obviously. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is a way. I need to remember how to do this now. So I'm out of first person mode. There we go. Wow. This has been a really interesting first look. I very much like you very much. I'm going to turn this off again. F1, I think. There we go. Let's get the shortcut. Can I move the shortcuts? Oh, you can, but at the same time it moves the camera. That's fine. How do I then... properly dock the boat? I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure I've seen it. This is not a definitive look, by the way, people. Fully alongside now. Press spacebar to center the rudder, and I'm sure I've seen a way to dock the boat, but I don't know how to do it. Maybe there's like a handy guide somewhere. I want to do some proper mooring, but I can't quite figure out how to do that. Okay. So I can zoom in and... Oh my word. Okay, so that is just a camera control element. Maybe just this boat doesn't have it. I'll have to... There's a lot more I've got to check. There's a lot more I've got to look into. Main menu. Okay. So I didn't hear any music in the game at all. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't think we really needed it. I'm much happier listening to the engine in the ocean, to be fair. On a long journey, maybe I want a bit of radio, but yeah, for short-term stuff like this, I think all is fine. So performance-wise, top notch. I like the HUD on the main menu. I don't like the HUD so much in the game. They are different. The UI could definitely do with some improvements. And there are scenes that are coming. This obviously is a game that's in development. I mean, that's clear and obvious to see. Oh. That was not expected. Let me disconnect from the boat a second. No, I can't seem to do it now. Z, disconnect from boat. Why is that not disconnecting from the boat like it was? Right, let's try and spawn our dude. He keeps spawning in the same spot. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong or just a little bit of a bug in the game. Yeah, I can't seem to... Ah, I see. It's the C key that does this. Right, so if I put the thing here, the camera here, and then press spawn... No. Okay, he's still spawning slightly off the boat. Let's unload that boat. Let's load the container and just see if I can spawn on there. If nothing else, there's a bigger area to aim for. Right, so Bosch. Here we go. Here's my awesome captain. Walking through the hold. Obviously this is a work in progress, but as a conceptual indicator, I think very, very promising. So now I'm in first person view. So let's see if I can find a way down. Not quite sure if this is going to work. Oh yeah, brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Can I go in there? I could look in there. So I don't know how much of the boat they're going to try and model. I mean, I obviously, being a greedy son of a what's-it that I am, I want them to model everything. I want them to model the whole damn ship. I want toilets, sinks, bathrooms, the lot. But that is quite greedy. So in an emergency situation, you would try and come and get into here. I would also like to see that implemented if that was a thing. So you could do like emergency escapes, emergency situations, emergency scenes and scenarios. Can I get onto the main deck from here? No. But just the fact that I'm able to walk around and experience the vast size of a ship like this is brilliant. Very promising indeed. Very exciting, in fact. There you go. I can actually get down onto the main deck. Come and inspect all the holds and make sure they're fine. Brilliant. Absolutely really impressed on pretty much all counts. Like I say, the physics don't feel quite right to me. The buoyancy of the boats seems too reactive. The fact that I had the fishing vessel floating 300 foot up in the air, I think is an indication that maybe that needs adjusting. But it is early access. I mean, it looks and feels very realistic. I don't know why I can't get through there. It looks and feels... Can I walk through there? Yeah, it looks and feels incredibly realistic. And just the fact that I can just come and look at this is just wonderful. Really, really nice. Look at that. Pressed F12. It's not on Steam, is it? I have to do a screenshot. Oh, print screen. Just make sure that works. Yeah, good. Right, okay, so I think that's pretty good for a first look. My recording says I've only been recording for 31 minutes and 41 seconds. That's very concerning because that's clearly not true. So I don't know what's happened there. I'm going to have to check this video. Hopefully it's all recorded because this has been an epic little first look at the game. Lots of speculation at the beginning, which I've proven to be wrong, which is great. The fact that there is first person and the fact that they have got human modelling and, you know, yes, it's a conceptual idea. No, it's not anything quite like what I expect they want the finished article to be like. I'm going to have to lay my hands on a roadmap and see what the plan is. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to be impressed by what I've seen today. I really like it. Really, genuinely impressed. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye for now. Goodbye for now.